Hello, my name is Ezra Johnson. I'm a fourth-year student studying art education at Boise State University, and this is my teaching portfolio. It's a collection of artifacts that conform to the ISTE standards for educators and are meant to showcase my growth as an educator, learning to effectively apply technology to my practice. We're currently on the home page, so I'll just give you a little tour. So if you're watching this, you're probably on this page, but it'll look a little different. This is a screencast of my portfolio, which is what you're watching. This is the acceptable use agreement, which is an infographic, which is meant to inform students in my classroom how to responsibly use technology, computers, internet, etc. This is my PLN plan. This is actually my favorite artifact, so I'll touch back on that later. This is a Google Forms assessment. It'll look a little different if you haven't already responded to my little mini quiz, but it's just an example of how you can use Google Forms. This is my Connected Classroom newsletter. So this is just sort of an example of what a newsletter I could send out to parents might look like. Sort of explaining what will be happening in the classroom in relation to both them and their students. And this is the interactive lesson plan. This is just a lesson plan that I made using the SAMR model, trying to really challenge students to use technology to reformat an assignment that would be done through traditional media otherwise. Let's go back to my favorite artifact. Whoops. All right, my favorite artifact is this, the Personal Learning Network Plan, or PLN plan. And it's my favorite because it clearly lays out what I need to do in order to stay up to date with developments in education and be a contributing member of the community. With the PLN plan web graphic down here, you can get a good idea of my main goals at a glance and see how the other work I will do relates to those goals if you look further. This artifact will be very useful to look back to in the future to keep me focused on being the best educator I can be. All of these artifacts were created with the ISTE standards listed above in mind. The ISTE standards for educators are meant to encourage educators to learn about and implement technology to enrich the education experience for themselves and their peers as well as students. The biggest takeaway for me from this course would have to be the extent of the resources offered by Google. They have ways to keep track of your schedule, ways to message, collaborate, video chat, etc. The fact that all these resources are offered under the same company means all of them are connected, and a lot of the technical language and symbols used are the same. This is helpful because once you learn what one function does in one program, there might be a similar function in another one that you would now be familiar with. But going back to connectedness, having the calendar attached to the email service and the Hangout service is fantastic. This makes it so much simpler to not only remind yourself of an event, but to notify others and send automatically formatted RSVPs. The connection with Hangouts or Google Meet is great because you just have to select what times you'll be available for whatever activity you're planning, and then others can use their integrated calendars and even see yours if that's what you want to figure out what time works best for them through the appointment slots. This has been my teaching portfolio.